Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome back to a brand new camp build. Today we're going to blow up one section of my build from last week, my cyberpunk street scene, and build a little gun shop, which should allow me to use a couple of bits and pieces that I've wanted to use for a little while, and do a build that I've had on the back burner for a while as well. So, let's jump in and take a look, shall we? Hi folks, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about Fallout for Hope. So as I'm sure you're well aware, 2020 has been rather a dark year, and with a view to ending it with a bit more of a ray of light, folks behind Chad at Fallout 76 podcast have got together with over 200 other Fallout creators and streamers to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So if you don't know what those guys do, basically they research cures and treatments for children with life-threatening diseases like cancer, so it's a really great cause. So, from the 14th to the 20th of December across YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms as well, all 200 plus of us will be playing games from the Fallout series to raise a bit of money for St. Jude's. If you'd like to support the campaign and support St. Jude's, you'll find a link down in the description. You'll also be able to pick them up on the streams during the week as well. And you'll also be able to find it, of course, on everybody else's channels as well. So, we do hope you join us in supporting this wonderful cause. Thank you very much. Okay then, so, gun shop build. So back on my main building character, building a normal camp. We are just around the corner from Summersville here, so there's the location. We're actually just across the river from where the camp appears to be, but character marker's in the right place. There's Summersville, Camp McClintock, there's Flatwoods, and Vault 76. So just across the river and a little bit north from Summersville. This is about as close as you can get to the main town, so if you wanted to build there. But we're just in one building from the edge of town, essentially. And this gap's a bit awkward to get your camp unit put down in, but you can get reasonably central. It's a decent space, but it does fall away very, very sharply at the back, so we'll have to attend to that in a moment. Compensate for it in the build. Let's get some foundations in first and foremost. A lot of concrete required for this build if you're going to do something similar, FYI. Most of the way there, and oh look, yeah, there we go, we're out of concrete. So, one small trip later, we have a bit more concrete. So we're on a 3x5, I think this is. So we'll make that up to a full 4x5. Just to make sure I've got plenty of room inside. This is kind of a weird build like that. I normally say build small, and I stand by that. But in this case, it kind of asks for a bit more space. So it's an odd in-between feeling going on there. But we've got the slope kind of picking up a little bit there, getting a bit steeper. So we'll drop down one level, because I want a little bit more room on the back here. It's going to end up becoming our greenhouse later on in the build. When I can eventually get this foundation to go in, which is being obstinate for some reason. There we go. It often helps to be on the same level as whatever you're building, so there we go. Good principle for a lot of builds, that one. But if we do it again, we're going to have floating issues at the back again, so that simply will not do. Swap that ramp out, and there we go. Using the ramp to change the floor heights there, just to make sure that they're the same height as other building pieces, so we can have everything connect nicely. And we're out of concrete again. So we'll skip on a little bit, get the last few walls in. You guys don't need to see me putting 20 walls in. Get a doorway in as well. There we go. Some lurkies hanging around in the river, unfortunately, so something to bear in mind if you're going to build here. They're not particularly high level, but they're a minor inconvenience. I'm going to shunt the door over one section here, just because it's going to look a little better on the inside when it's a little offset like that. And we're going to get some internal walls in on this lower level. I've been wanting to use these jail walls for quite some time, but didn't really have a plan for what to do with them, so they make a good look for a more secure kind of gun shop. This is the wasteland after all, and, you know, gun shop, security, seems like a good combination in general anyway. So, some barred walls in there. We've got a little bit of space to go behind it as well. So up next, I want to put a roof on, particularly over the front porch here, veranda. So the easiest way to do that is pull that wall out, just kind of run the wall through the gap, because it doesn't like putting walls on the outside, roofs rather, on the outside of walls. And then we just go straight along the front and take the spares off inside. There we go. Drop that wall in. And we have a roof over our little front porch. So, let's head out to the back, get a couple of walls on here. I'll be swapping these out for glass ones later, but there we go. Nice and easy. But we need to figure out how we're going to transition to where the door is, because getting around the corner is always a bit of an issue. So we'll pop that floor up, and just snap a concrete staircase in through the foundations here. There we go. And now we get around the corner. Nice and easy. I'll leave for the moment. So, up next, we need a staircase. And I'm still not a big fan of this particular one, but I do want the staircase over by the wall rather than in the middle, so needs must. And let's get the floors in upstairs. A little neighbour I can just hear scratching away over there as well. So there we go, floors in. And this one wants to cooperate. Nice. And we'll move on to the walls on the upper part. And we're going to use different texture here. We're going to use the contemporary pieces just to mix things up a little bit. A few more walls in. I'm actually going to change the shape up a little bit now, so I'm going to take a couple of these tall walls out. In fact, I'm going to take most of these tall walls out and swap them out for half walls. There we go. We'll run the windows across the front there. Put some solid ones on the end, and then we can have the roof sort of follow the edge up a little bit there. Get a bit of an angled roof, make it look a little bit more of an interesting shape. To be honest, from the outside, this is not the most profoundly interesting shape of build or anything, but it does work, and it looks particularly good once you get inside, which it will when we're finished. So I can live with that. So swapping out the back walls, let's jump on and snap the roofs on and repeat the process, so we've got a bit more of an interesting structure. And we'll put some roof caps on in the middle. Make sure we swap out these middle ones for the open-ended ones, so that it runs nice and evenly all the way along. There we go. That's the basic structure. Let's get a few internal walls in up here. Now here I had a little bit of an issue trying to get the walls to double up by the stairs. Basically, they won't. So, it's something I've run into before, which is what it is. We'll have to have the external surface facing towards the landing stairwell area, and then we'll wallpaper the inside. There we go. Flip that one round. There we go. Get an angled one on here. I do wish you had one of those angled ones without the coving on it at the top there. Fascia board, I believe it's called, actually. But that would be nice. It would just look a little better for an internal, or for internal use, but it is what it is. That can make do. There we go. That's the basic layout sorted. We've got a few adjustments still to make, but we're getting the general idea now. There's going to be the bathroom eventually. Should more or less work. So we'll head down outside, and I've had an idea here. Make things a bit more interesting. We're going to break up the back edge and put a little balcony over the top of what will become our greenhouse here. However, getting a ramp in here, which we need to change heights between the upper level there and what will be the roof, is going to be a bit of a problem. So a little bit of trial and error needed to persuade this to work. But this little section here, it's the right idea, but on the wrong side. So I'll have to change that over in a moment. Give me 1 second while I destroy these Mirelurks that are being very, very noisy. So, Mirelurks exterminated. We'll shift this over to the other side. Okay, so now we have a slight issue with the roof not snapping in. And basically I worked through this piece by piece and took things out until it worked. It turns out the problem was the roof over the top of it. It doesn't like placing a roof below another roof. So, something to bear in mind if you do want to try creating a ramp in this way. Take the roof off the top first. You'll be able to snap it in afterwards, but a little bit of persuasion required. Build order as always. So with that sorted, we can now start putting the thing back together again. So we'll snap a wall in underneath our ramp roof on the lower section. And then we can take out the supporting wall and plug up the gaps again. Brick walls here somewhere. There we go. Heading upstairs, we'll just close off our little entranceway here, or exit. It's going to make the whole shape considerably more interesting. Snap that one in. We'll close off our gaps here. Nice and easy on the edge there, but this one is a bit problematic. For some reason it doesn't want to snap that way round. So we're going to need to drop a floor in just over the ramp temporarily so we can get the wall in the right way around. There we go. Pull that back out. Job's good. swap this window out for the right one eventually. There we go. Head back downstairs and plug up a couple more gaps. These upside down triangles, for want of a better way of putting it, it's a specific one for a specific side, so if they're not working, just try the other one. They do work, but they're a bit funny sometimes. There's not exactly any indication of which side's which. So, back out to the front. We're going to repeat the procedure on the back, but without the need for the ramp. So we'll just take this section out and push the wall back a little bit, basically. Now we'll get the doorway in there. We'll double it up so we can have some wallpaper. Although, actually, in hindsight, I didn't need to do that, so I'll change that later. On this side, the thing is just fine. We can get the wall in the right way around. Get the triangle on top. Other one. There we go. But this one here is having a few issues. Obviously, that is the wrong way around. We want to change it. So we'll pull it out. As you can see now, this half wall does not want to go in. There we go. Still militantly refusing to go the right way around. The problem here is, in fact, the wall on the floor below, which took me a little while to figure out. The jail wall below is immediately below this wall, and it's trying to force it to snap the other way around. But once I figured it out and pulled that out, suddenly we can put the wall pieces in the right way around. There we go. Put the triangle on top, and then you put everything back together the way you want it. A little bit of persuasion required, and a little bit of figuring out the build order there. It's not immediately obvious what's going on, but now we put it back together again, we can decorate. So, here we go. Little tour. Structure's relatively simple, but a little bit of dressing up goes a long way. Big Steve's Sporting Goods sign out front. A few bits of pieces on the brand at the top there. A few bits of junk added just because that trailer is fine, but you need a bit more just to make it look less lonely. Water purifier on the side. Stuck a punji board down just to keep the Mirelux from running up onto the front here. There's actually 3 signs stacked one on top of the other there with that gun shop one on the wall because the bricks clip through otherwise. Head inside. A little cage entrance to provide that little bit of extra security. On reflection, I should have put a buzzer behind the counter so that we pretend we're buzzing people in, but there we go. So, a few display cases around. Unfortunately, we can't put armour in the display cases, and we have yet to receive armour stands, so I had to kind of do the best I could with a few helmets. Fortunately, crafted ones don't seem to want to go in there either. Oh, squeezed our vendors in here, because we need to have them somewhere. A few guns and weapons on the walls as well. A little bit of imagination required to see what I'm going for, even so, but looks good. I'm quite happy with the results overall. Head through into the back. So here we have a little counter that I've put in. A few more bits and pieces on the walls and stock ready to sell. With the counter here, it's the one from the atomic shop with the bartender vendors. Basically, I just put the bottom row in, stacked 3 up on the left, and then went across the top. Took the middle one out, which actually took 2 more from the top, but I was able to snap it back in as there were 2 additional ones on there as well, so worked out okay. We'll head through to this area that was formerly open and is now our crafting area. The generator in there. I had to rug glitch the symptomatic to get it under the stairs, but it worked. There we go. Everything we need to craft our weapons and make our stock for the shop. With the cinder brick wallpaper as well, just to keep that kind of workshop vibe. I like how it looks. We'll head upstairs. I was really struggling with what to do on the landing here. You can see I've actually swapped a couple of the walls around and put some wallpaper on there, as they were willing to cooperate. It looks good. We've got one external wall that kind of blends nicely with the cinder blocks, which is cool. So, as I couldn't figure out what to do up on that landing, I decided to just put a few bits and pieces of furniture around, just dress it up a little bit. Nice little bathroom. Kind of my standard style when I do this sort of thing. Nice wooden walls. Finally found a use for the tiled mosaic floors, which is awesome. We'll head on into the main living space. A couple of the new carpets in here, looking good. Do like these new pattern carpets, they're a nice addition in the atomic shop. Squeeze everything we really need in here, plenty of furniture. A 1-bedroom flat vibe, but hey, it works. Little area to hang out, chill out. Somewhere to read a few comic books. Little kitchen tucked in the corner. Even squeeze a dining table in. Look at that. Again, using the cinder block wallpapers just to kind of demark off certain sections of the build. Let's head on outside and have a look at our balconies. This build is right up to the limit of the budget with all the decoration and particularly with the displays, so not as much out here as I might like. Unfortunately, these tables are really obstinate with how close they'll let you put the chairs, but we do the best we can. Using the new vault railings here as well, which are working reasonably well, not got any problems with those. Look, you can place them in nice and manually, and you can place them around either way round as well, so they lean outward or inwards, which is a nice little feature of them. So those work quite well. We'll head down our little ramp onto the top of the greenhouse. Again, vault railings out here, just to mix things up. They also manually place rather than snapping, so that's definitely a bonus. It means you just put them in where they might not otherwise want to go. Nice little view down towards Summersville there. You almost not know the town was there with the trees. Let's head back on inside. Didn't want to put too much furniture on top of the glass floor because it just doesn't look that great, but we're going to have to imagine it's very toughened glass, otherwise we'll fall through it, but it works. It looks cool. It's a bit different. I like it. Got a few posters up on the walls out here as well. Swing around. So the angled roof here does cause a bit of an issue for headroom, but there's just about enough space to get through, so that's fine. Take a little look at our greenhouse. You see, I swapped the walls out. So part way through, my character started running out of food and water as usual. Happens way too often when we build that one. So I thought we'll just convert this lower section into a greenhouse, kind of conservatory greenhouse vibe. It works quite well. A few rows of corn here to pass between as we head outside. There we go. Grabbing a few extra bits and pieces on the side here, just because who knows how long I'll be here and the new season starts soon, so cranberry relish and such like are always good to be able to craft. There we go. One little gun shop complete with vendor's home on the top. So, I do hope you folks found that useful and enjoyable. If you did, please do consider dropping likes and subs for me. It's always very, very much appreciated. Social media links, merch store, and channel memberships available down below the video in the description if you want to support the channel in that way. It's humongously appreciated. And do join us for some of the live streams as well. We're having a lot of fun with Fallout 76 and with a little bit of Cyberpunk as well. So I do hope you join us for those streams and the charity ones as well next week. But for now, I'll say thank you very much for watching. And I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.